Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Vicky. Today I'm going to be doing an abs and lower body conditioning class. There's going to be no jumping involved, so that's great if you've got neighbours that live below or sleeping children next door and you want to keep the noise down a little bit. Don't need any equipment, just a mat or a towel for the floor exercises. 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 21 exercises altogether. Just remember to take a break whenever you need to and get a drink. There will be a 30-second rest in the middle, so you can do that then. Okay, let's get to it. We'll start off with a little warm-up.
Okay, so let's stand up nice and tall. Take a look over to the right. Look left. Look up. And look down. Take some circles with the shoulders. And then change the direction. This time, big circles with the arms, full range of motion. And again, change the direction. Just make sure that the hips are facing forwards, lifting the arms up in line with the shoulders, little twists looking over the shoulders. Getting some mobility into the spine. Feet shoulder width apart, taking a squat and then coming up onto the toes. Squat, toes. Just waking up the ankle joints. Make sure that when we squat we keep the knees in line with the ankles, knees never coming too far forwards. Just take 2 more of these. Widen the stance with the legs, keeping them straight if you can. Open out your arms and then alternate, bringing opposite hand to the foot, getting a dynamic stretch for the hamstrings. Let's widen the stance a little bit more. Same again, but as we reach towards the foot, we bend into the knee, getting a stretch for the hips and the inner thighs. Bring the feet back together. Take some circles with your ankle and your wrist. Take it in the opposite direction. Little balance at the same time. Switch it to the other side. Make sure you do both directions. And then let's trace big circles with the knees, waking up the hips a little bit more. Take a big reach up with the arms and then lean over to the right. Lean over to the left, stretching out the side of the body. Reach the arms up again and come into a forward fold to stretch the hamstrings one more time. Slowly roll all the way up to stand. Awesome, now let's start the workout. So just setting my timer ready to go. First exercise is a curtsy lunge with a kick right leg. So you're going to lunge back and slightly to the left with the right leg, and then you're going to kick it forwards, starting in 3, 2, 1. Back knee dips down towards the floor, then press into the front foot to power back up, kicking that foot forwards. Rather than kicking fast, kick nice and slow so that it's more of a balance. If you feel really off balance, you could always hold onto a chair or a table. If this isn't agreeing with your body, then you can just do a simple backwards lunge instead. "50 seconds up, take your 10-second rest. Repeating that same exercise on the left leg in 3, 2, 1. So you might find that you're more balanced on one side than the other. That's completely normal. Just try and stay with it. Slow it down if you need to. Maybe don't take it quite so far over to the right, just listen to your body. keeping the chest lifted. You should be feeling this one in the hamstrings, in the glutes, the inner thighs, hitting loads of those big muscle groups. Don't worry if you lose your balance. Well done, take your rest. Next exercise, taking it down onto the mat for high plank, knee in, across, out. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in towards the chest, then over towards the opposite elbow, and then out towards the same elbow. And just keep repeating that. In, across, out. Make sure to alternate between the legs. Try to keep your bum down, keep your core really strong. If you do need a little break, you can either drop to your knees or hold it in plank. Keep it going, nearly there. Just a few more left. Great job, 10-second rest. Dropping down onto our forearms for donkey kicks. Starting with the right leg in 3, 2, 1. Keeping a bend in the knee, push the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling and then bring the knee back down to the same position. And just keep repeating this. Should be feeling it in the glutes and the hamstrings. Keep your spine as neutral as possible, trying not to let it arch. Awesome guys, let's take a rest before we go over to the other side. Left side in 3, 2, 1. You can go as fast or as slow as you like here, just make sure we're keeping that spine nice and neutral. We're about halfway there. Ten seconds left. And rest. Coming back up to standing for our back lunge, glute squeeze, right leg. Stepping back with the right leg in 3, 2, 1. Right knee dips down for a lunge, then squeeze the glute to lift the leg up and lean the chest forward, so it's a bit of a balance. Then back to the lunge. Staying on this side for 50 seconds. Don't need to lift the leg too high, just a little squeeze is enough. Try and get nice and low in that back lunge if you can. Keep it going, couple more. Take your rest. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Left leg steps back in 3, 2, 1. Left knee dips down for the lunge and then squeeze the glutes to lift the leg up, leaning the chest forwards. So this is a great exercise because not only are we working the glutes and the hamstrings on the right side for the lunge, we're also working the glutes and the hamstrings on the left side as we squeeze and lift that leg up. Stay with it. I know you're feeling the burn now. I am too. You can tell by how red I am in the face. Just keep it going. Push through. Whew, thank God for that. Take your rest. Bringing it down onto the mat, reaching the arms up overhead for dead bugs. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, bringing the opposite hand to the opposite foot, lifting the chest and the legs up to meet one another. The higher we lift, the harder it is. You can make it a little bit easier if you need to by not lifting quite so high. If you can, keep your leg as straight as possible. Squeeze, really try and touch those toes. Taking the hands all the way back to the floor each time. Breathe. Keep it going. Awesome, 10-second rest. Next up, we've got crunches, holding for 3 seconds at the top. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, down. 3, 2, 1, down. Keep it going. Try not to pull on the head with the hands, just rest in those fingertips next to the temples. Keep the elbows out wide. Use the core strength. Keep breathing. Now again, you don't need to lift too high on this one, just enough so that you can feel it. And rest. Come onto your left side for a supported side plank, keeping the knee down, lifting the hips up. Lifting the right leg in 3, 2, 1. Take it up and down. Lift and lower. Taking the right arm up, trying to keep the arms in a nice straight line. Press the heel away. Squeeze in the glutes. Engage in the core. If you're finding this easy, you can take the knee off the floor, coming into side plank, and just continue with the side leg lifts here. This is a really challenging option, so feel free to stick with the lower option. I know which one I'm choosing. Sweet. Get ready for the other side. Supported side plank, knee is down, lifting the left leg in 3, 2, 1. Left arm reaching up, squeeze in the glutes. Breathe. Try and keep the hips forwards, don't let them sink back. Push the heel away, keep the legs straight and strong. Choose the harder option if you want to, if you're crazy. Stay with it. After this, we've got an extra 30-second rest, so keep it going. "15 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Take some nice deep breaths, wipe some of the sweat off you and get yourselves a drink. I'm just moving my mat out of the way a little bit for our next exercise. Squat, right leg lift. In 3, 2, 1. Squat, right leg lift. Taking that leg out to the side after every squat. Keeping your squat nice and deep, sinking into the heels. No weight in the toes. And just make sure that we're not letting those knees come forwards, keeping them directly above the ankles. Sitting back as though we're sitting into a chair. Squeeze the glutes to lift that leg up. Try not to point the toes out to the side, keep the foot flexed. Keeping the abs engaged at the same time. Ten seconds left, keep going. And rest. Doing that same exercise but on the other side, so yes, that means another 50 seconds of squats in 3, 2, 1. Left leg lifts this time. Squeeze the left glutes. Keeping the foot flexed, taking it nice and deep. Make sure the weight is in the heels and we push in the hips back in the squat. Core is engaged for that side leg lift. Boom, smashed it. Coming down onto all fours for the next exercise, table reaches, where we reach the opposite arm and opposite leg out in a straight line. 3, 2, 1. Reach the arm and the opposite leg, and then alternate, switching sides. Keeping the core really strong, trying not to wobble, trying not to fall. If you want a harder option, come up into a high plank and just do the same thing, but this one is a lot more challenging. Make sure we're keeping the spine neutral, not letting the belly drop down towards the floor. Lots of muscles working on this one. You've got the hamstrings and glutes for the leg. You've got the back and the shoulder for the arm lifting. Also got the core helping to keep you stable. Ten-second rest. Lowering down onto your belly for our back extensions, extending the arms out in front. We're going to squeeze and lift up in 3, 2, 1. When you lift, hold it for a few seconds and then lower. Lift, hold and lower. Lift, hold and lower. You can keep the arms extended out in front or take them out to the side with a 90-degree bend in the elbow. Either way, squeezing the glutes, all the muscles of the back, hamstrings. Make sure to keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Just do 2 more. Great job. For our elbow to knee twists, lean back but don't put your back on the floor. Bring the elbow towards the opposite knee. 3, 2, 1. Knee and the elbow come towards each other and then change for the opposite side. And just keep repeating this. Legs are almost like cycling and you're upright balanced on your bum. I always find this one starts off easy and in about 10 seconds it gets really hard. So just keep powering on through. An easier option would be to bring the back onto the floor so we're not lifting up quite so high with the body. Keep it going, you've got 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Lying on your back for our single leg bridge, sending the right leg up. You're going to squeeze the glutes in 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, lift the hips up and lower. Squeeze up, lower. So you want your left heel to be quite close to your bum. You want to lift your hips nice and high. You can make this a bit harder by trying to keep the knees in line with each other, so dropping that right leg down a little bit. You can also make it easier by bringing the right foot on the floor and just doing normal bridges, lifting the hips up and sending them down. You choose. Take rest and get ready to switch to the other side, sending that left leg up into the sky. 3, 2, 1. Squeezing the glutes, sending the hips up. You'll be feeling this in the glutes and the hamstrings. And again, you've got that harder option, bringing the knees in line with each other. Or you've got the easier option, bringing both feet onto the floor. It's your workout, so you choose. Squeeze, just a few more to go. And we did it. Take a rest. Stay on your back for a reverse crunch. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs up towards the chest, squeeze, lift the hips off the floor, and then send the heels down and repeat that again. Notice how there's a bend in my knees about 90 degrees when the heels drop down. The bigger the angle in the knees, the harder it is. So the further your heels drop away from your body, the harder it is, really working into the lower abdominals. Squeeze, lift those hips up. Keep it controlled as the heels come down. Try not to let the lower back lift off the mat. Core staying really strong. Remember to breathe. You've got this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Lie on your left sides, preparing for clam twists with the right leg. Lift the right leg up and twist from the hip. 3, 2, 1. So the knee comes down towards the other knee, and then the heel comes down. Knee comes down, heel comes down. Really twisting from that right hip. It's a bit of a weird exercise, this one, but it is really effective for targeting the glutes. Starts off quite easy, soon gets really hard. Feels like somebody's stabbing you in the glute with a knife. Sweet, let's hop onto the other side. Left leg going to be doing that twisty action this time in 3, 2, 1. Lifting it up, knee to knee, heel to knee, knee to knee, heel to knee, twisting from the hip. Last 30 seconds of the whole class, don't stop now. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing, we did it. Feel free to get yourselves a little drink before we do some nice juicy stretches. Lying on your mat, reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch. Point the toes, reach the fingertips away. Bringing the knees onto the chest, clasp the hands over the shin and just give yourself a little hug. Take your arms out to the sides. Send your knees over to the right, gaze over to the left. Maybe extending that top leg and pressing with the hand onto the thigh. Spinal twist. Lifting the knees back up and then sending them over to the left, maybe extending that leg again and gazing over to the right this time. Take some deep breaths. Lift the knees back up and then place the feet down on the mat. Extend your right leg, straighten it out and clasp the hands behind if you can. Stretching the hamstring, take some circles with your ankle and circle in the opposite direction. Place the ankle just above the left knee, hands clasp around the back of the left hamstring and pull the legs in towards the chest. Lovely stretch for the glutes. Switch to the other side, left leg extends up, clasp the hands behind, stretching out the hamstring. Taking those circles with the ankle in both directions. Ankle drops down just above the right knee, hands clasp around the back of the right hamstring and pull the legs in towards the chest again, getting that lovely stretch in the glutes. Place the feet back down and come over onto your front. We're going to drop down onto our belly to stretch our abdominals. Keep your hands next to your chest, elbows pointing back, and then slowly lift the chest up, look forwards. Slowly send it back down. Inhale to lift it up, and exhale down. Let's push the hips back, coming into a child's pose, sitting onto the heels, and let the forehead come down onto the mat, extending the arms out in front. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then lift up, stepping the right leg forwards, placing the hands onto the thigh to lift the chest up. You can either stay here trying to sink the hips forwards, or you can reach the arms up to get a deeper stretch in the left hip flexor. Bring the hands back down to the floor, step the leg back, and then bring the left leg in front now. Make sure the knee is above the ankle, place the hands onto the thigh, lift the chest up. Try and sink the hips down. If you want a bit more of a deeper stretch, reach the arms up. Bring the hands back down to the mat, step that foot back and bring it up to standing. Stretching out the quads, bring the right heel up towards the bum, pressing the hips forwards. Switching it to the other side, trying to keep your knees together as best as possible. Inhale to reach the arms up, exhale forward fold, hamstring stretch, and then slowly roll all the way up to stand. Congratulations guys, you did amazing. I really hope you enjoyed the class guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and maybe check out some of my other videos. Stay safe people!